What's good? It's your boy, Mixtape Moth, and today I'm going to hit y'all with a review of the new Flea Lord album entitled In the Name of Prodigy. Let's get to it. This is Flea Lord's 12th project of 2020. Now, I've personally found this Far Rockaway MC's work ethic to be truly inspiring. The man has done projects with some of the best producers in the game, 38 Special, Buck Wild of DITC, Pete Rock, and now Havoc of Mobb Deep. But let me get straight into this album. It's Flea Lord's commemorative project for the late great Prodigy of Mobb Deep. If you didn't already know, Flea Lord was an understudy to Prodigy before he passed away. So Flea Lord essentially came into the rap game under Prodigy's tutelage. Thankfully, Flea Lord was able to get Havoc of Mobb Deep to produce the entire project. In my opinion, there's nothing quite like Havoc beats in the wintertime. They just hit differently then. I think Mobb Deep fans should also be grateful that artists like Flea Lord, Conway, and Method Man have inspired Havoc to come outside and to produce again, as he was pretty quiet on the musical front for a minute. And the good news is Havoc is still crispy on the boards. On here, he pretty much reinforces why he is one of the greatest hip-hop producers of all time and the original architect for the grimy and lo-fi sound that much of the underground uses to this day. This thing is 28 minutes consisting of 10 tracks, one being an intro. The features are really impressive to me. He's got Havoc, Conway, Ransom, Busta Rhymes, Raekwon, Big Twins of the infamous Mob, Santana Fox, who is Prodigy's daughter, Ito, and Billy V. I initially recall that Flea Lord was trying to secure features from both Nas and Ghostface. Now, I can't imagine how incredible they would have sounded on this project, but with that being said, let me just jump right into a track-by-track breakdown. This opens with In the Name of P intro, which is just a skit with Flea talking over this spooky beat and some Prodigy vocals being scratched in. It sets a dark and ominous tone right from the jump. Track 2 is Torch Carriers featuring Ransom, and let me tell you that both Ransom and Havoc were in their bag on this one. So this Havoc instrumental is by far the dopest on the tape. This sounds like the Havoc production that we grew up on. I was getting some murder music vibes from the beat, especially with the organs. Flea Lord was holding his own, flowing something crazy, but of course, Ransom body bagged this beat. He said, "I write disturbed, my mind is a dark odyssey. Ironic how this Havoc created this star Prodigy. And my flow's a mixture of stolen scriptures as cold as Hitler's. A pole will lift you till your soul will drift to the solar system. Reload the Smith and expose the victims to holes in zippers. So descriptive, you see visions of what I wrote and scripted. Shot in my face, closed casket is what my foes predicted." Like, this was Cool G rap in his prime type of multi-syllabic rhyming that Ransom was giving us. It's like Ransom keeps raising the bar with each feature and outdoing himself with every new verse. It was an incredible way to kick things off. Track 3 is Infamous Bop featuring Queensbridge native Big Twins, aka Twin Gambino of Infamous Mob. I thought it was dope of Flea to get someone as authentic and as connected to Queensbridge as Big Twins. This dreary piano beat had me envisioning sitting on a park bench on the 41st side of Queensbridge in the rain. Those are the vibes I was getting. Right after is Major Distribution featuring Busta Rhymes. We are getting a glorious boom bap beat from Havoc. I love the snare and the heavenly vocal sample. It has a Queensbridge anthem flavor. Busta is in his heavy coke talk mode. I know some Busta Rhymes fans may not like when he decides to go in this particular bag. It may not be authentic or real of him, but I can't say that it is anything new for Busta since he has given us criminology and drug rap before. Think of his Jewel Heist record with Rock Marciano back in 2000, not to mention the numerous features he's had with Griselda and Raekwon the Chef, where I'm pretty sure he had plenty of drug bars. So I don't get why people are so shocked when Busta does this. But I thought this was a dope banger and hustling anthem with that definitive Queens feel. The following record, All for the GOAT, features Conway the Machine, Over this off-kilter horn loop, the two spit some heavy street shit. Conway talks really greasy on here. I'll smack up your son, spit on your daughter. I don't respect none of you dudes. You a bitch like your father. I like this record, but I gotta admit I was expecting Conway to talk about Prodigy, perhaps, given the title All for the GOAT, which I'm presuming was supposed to be about him. Regardless, I did like Conway's flow and wordplay on this. Up next is 1 a.m. Music, and it's another menacing street record. The instrumental sounds very fitting for the title. The eerie piano melody definitely gives it a nighttime feel. Even Flea states, this music gives me jungle vibes. All my senses come alive. When they hear the king is coming, all the princes run and hide. Track 7, entitled Woo Lords, features the legendary Raekwon the Chef, a rapper who is in my top 5 of all time, by the way. Now, off top, you gotta love this particular title, Woo Lords. Havoc laces Flea and Ray with an ominous beat that has a Queensbridge meets Shaolin kind of feel. Flea states, have dropped the theme music, padlock the scene stupid, purple taint bumping out the window of the green Buick. Love the rhyme scheme here. Ray, of course, comes through with his signature slang and colorful imagery. Smoke Agasha, this coat is ostrich. One rip, that 6 mortgage is God. Where's Shala? What up? I also liked how he references the skit that all 90s Wu-Tang heads know about from Ghostface's Iron Man, but it's originally a clip from the movie The Education of Sonny Carson. Raekwon states, what's the message? Willie and Warwick, he told me tell your motherfuckers be cool and let Chef call it. Immediately following is Raise the Bar featuring Prodigy's daughter, Santana Fox. The twinkling piano beat from Havoc gives the track a mellower feel. Santana Fox's slow and hypnotic flow also really complements this smooth beat. It ultimately sounds like a gangster's lullaby. Then the title of the next track, Mac in the Engine, is obviously based on the Prodigy line from the infamous, I used to drive an Ack and kept a Mac in the engine. Littles painted it black with crack selling tension. This features Ito and Billy V, who both spit some streetwise bars over this grim Havoc beat. Ito states, I remember when all I wanted was icy jewels. Now I stand on balconies with pricey views. Billy V says, walk up on you smooth, dressed like a hobo. Now your RIPTs is your label's promo. This project closes out with Bound to Take Losses, which features a dope verse from Havoc. He recalls coming up in the game with Prodigy. When it was beef involved, played my cards right. Either you b-balled or sold that hard white. For me, it was spitting lyrics and jotting down shit that I saw foul. Met P for Mobb Deep and went all out. Havoc also speaks on not selling out and remaining humble despite all the hardships. Flea talks about growing up in poverty and having to bounce back after taking heavy losses. I dug his following lines. Life is a gamble, it's a 50-50 chance. While you twisted off the plans, I'll be flipping your advance. I don't need an office, whoa, I did it off the gram. When I heard his half beat, I threw my hands up and danced. The whole did it off the gram line is really accurate, since that is how Flea Lord really started to gain traction in the rap game. Overall, I give this album a rating of a strong 4 mics, something like a 4.1 or a 4.2. It's easily the best produced Flea Lord project of 2020. In my opinion. Yes, I do like these beats more than the Pete Rock, although that had very good production. This might also have had my favorite features on a Flea Lord album in 2020. Honestly, to me, it doesn't get much better feature-wise than to have Raekwon, Havoc, Conway, and Ransom all rapping on your album. Now, the only thing I will say is that perhaps Flea Lord did rap a little bit better on a couple of his other projects this year. You know, is having more quote-worthy lines, but ultimately the features, the Havoc production, the vibes, the aesthetic, and the purpose behind this album, these were the things that brought this project over the top for me. At the end of the day, I thought this was a really genuine and heartfelt send-off to Prodigy. For Flea, it was also a really strong way to close out an impressive 2020 run. I can't wait for the Method Man and Havoc album to drop, and hopefully that does see the light of day sooner than later. My favorite tracks include Torch Carriers, Infamous Bop, Major Distribution, 1 a.m. Music, Woo Lords, and Bound to Take Losses. Let me know what you thought about this project in the comment section below. What should I check out next? It's your boy, Mixtape Moth. I'm signing out, but be sure to hit that like button and please subscribe. As always, it's peace and blessings. Flea Lord, in the name of Prodigy, 1.